welcome back to Turning the Key to Real Estate. I'm your host, Nicholas Fegley.
And Heather Patron-Shook.
Well, we have our last final guest, and this will be a face that is not a surprise to you guys because
he's celebrity.
Oh, let's not.
Well, we
Oh,
did
you
a
mean with us?
podcast-
Oh, yeah. We've done it.
Like, don't feed the ego.
A year ago?
I've done two now.
Yeah,
I've done two.
he's
Well,
done
one
two.
with
phone call
me.
and then the one with the panel.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you guys have seen this face
Yeah.
twice
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
We've had to keep replacing cameras because
You
the
might
lens
see, and if
keep
you're local
cracking.
in Pittsburgh, you've probably seen him local on
On
on new,
KDK's Talk Pittsburgh.
KDK's
Yes.
Talk Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dominic, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's always nice to be with my two friends.
I like the
So-
fact that he's actually looking at me when everybody else is looking at you.
Should I? How should
No,
I?
don't look at
You
him.
just
look
do
at me.
you.
Look at me because
Let me
it's
adjust
us. We
and-
can
It's
pretend like
just
he's
okay.
not
you.
here.
Who?
He's not here.
Okay. How does this look in
Exactly.
this camera? Folks
Looks-
watching at home, are we good? It's great. Okay.
Looks wonderful.
We're perfect.
All right,
quite
so
special.
we've been asking people
Okay.
pretty much, when did you get into real estate?
Well, they already know all of this.
Why
about
did you
Dominic.
get? I know, but we're wrapping up the series of Pittsburgh here. So when did
Okay.
you get into real estate? Why did you get into real estate?
Okay. Great
To
question.
brief those who have not watched the other podcast.
I will try to be as succinct as possible. My family, my dad is a builder developer, and he was like, get your real estate license. I was like 19, and I fought it tooth and nail. I was like, I'm absolutely not doing this. I want to make a name for myself, And
He
so I bit the
still acts
bullet.
like this.
I bit the bullet, and I got my real estate license. He was like, it'll be great to fall back on, and I'm like, okay, And so finished I got it when I was 19. Back in 2006, I was a sophomore in college, and I was like, I'm never going to do anything with this, and I wanted to work in music in the entertainment industry. So I moved to New York after college, and my internship turned into a full-time position at Sony Music, and I was like, this is it. This is it for me. I'm in music. This is what I do now, thinking you're somebody like living in the Upper East Side when you can barely pay
He
rent.
was gonna find Tay Tay. Like,
I discovered her. It's fine. No, but I was offered actually a full ride for my MBA. So I moved back home from New York and got my MBA from Duquesne. And during that process, I was working in marketing and PR. And essentially, my dad was doing this big development in Morgantown, and he was like, we need some help with marketing and everything. And I had a full-time job at the time. And I was like, I can't really leave my full-time job. And, after some soul searching, I was like, okay, I'll reactivate my license because I'd put it in escrow. And I was like, I'll leave my job. I'll go into real estate with
And I'll
you,
help you.
and I'll help
Right.
you. But this is temporary.
This is not forever.
That was 10 years ago.
10
and
years
now
ago.
I'm still in it full time and loving it. But I hate to admit that he was right. Like, he was like, you are made for this.
So when did you get your license?
I
Because
got
there are
my
two different
license.
time frames.
Yeah, I got my license in 2006.
So 06, you got your license
Mm-hmm.
right at the height. We're right in the thick of the housing boom that time. Then you put it away.
Mm-hmm. To
And
move to New York, and
What time frame was that?
that was 2000. I was living there during Occupy Wall Street.
Okay.
So like right in the height of all of the
Yep.
crazy financial situations that everyone was in, but I was in escrow, so really wasn't doing much. And I sat like a couple of sales trailers for my dad when I was still living in Pittsburgh at the time, and I was like, oh, like look at what's happening to the real estate
Right,
industry.
it's
I
not gonna
totally made the
last,
right
yeah.
choice. And then of course all of the record labels started like
Right.
consolidating and laying off people, and I was working 3 jobs because they laid off like 3 people that I was working under, and I was like, oh, this is a lot. This is a lot.
And
you know?
then you reactivated your license after
10 years ago. Yeah.
Right,
I moved
towards
home.
The boom started going back up after the recession.
Yeah, I moved home, got my MBA,
Right.
and then I was
And then
smart,
you're-
and now
and got back in.
and now we're here.
And you do commercial as well as residential, and not only just Pennsylvania,
Yes, I'm also licensed in West Virginia.
in West Virginia.
In West Virginia, yeah, I would say 90% of my business is commercial, and the other 10% is residential. And the residential that I do is friends, family, and relocation. I don't necessarily market myself as a resi agent,
Is
but
the guy on the porch, is he your friend or family?
well, let me tell you, his name is Sean,
Hi,
and
Sean.
he'll be watching because. Sean, you have a fan. You have a fan out there, and I will
Nicholas is
connect.
now
you.
gonna have to
I'm
look
lost on
who
something
Sean
here.
is.
I was like, just turn that ring around, Heather. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure we connect.
Hi,
Just,
Sean.
so you can have a friend. That's all.
What
But
I'm
I
apparently
told you
lost
I
on
look at other
something.
people's
West
social
Virginia
media,
client.
and he posted this picture, and I told him he has to stop posting it because I keep zooming in.
She's like, zoom and enhance. I was like, that's not how Instagram works, but we'll
no,
try
it's
it.
not. But I did it anyway.
No, they
So
were really
apparently I
great.
have to go look
client.
at your
Yeah.
Instagram.
I don't think you'll be disappointed.
I'll show you.
No,
I'll show you
no.
later.
So
Yeah.
since the last
share
time
with
you
you.
were on with us,
Okay.
what's changed? What's new?
Did you get any new pins? Any new?
Great question. We all, realtors love flair. Just like I was a past server, right? So like the more pins, the better. No, I mean, not really. Not too much has changed. I mean, since the last time we talked, I got my West Virginia license. I have some clients out that way, taking some listings. The challenge is taking off your Pennsylvania broker's hat and putting on a West Virginia, right? Because I'm an associate broker here, I'm an associate broker there. The test is completely different. The laws are completely different. So that was
Contracts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're like we
Yep.
have standardized forms here. It's like region to region almost in West Virginia. There's nothing like standardized. At least when I was like going through the process, there isn't. I think now with some of the changes that are happening nationwide, I think they're probably going to start going that way maybe. But yeah, that was a big change for me.
That's
you
what
know?
a lot of people
Interesting.
take for granted. A lot of agents in Pennsylvania take for granted that we do have this suitcase full of forms that are used across our state
And
where
brought
other-
to you by the state.
Right, and brought to you by the state. And then regions can have their own additional
Right.
addendums and forms and whatnot.
And you know what?
But in other states, it's like you cross the line across the street and it's a different form and you're supposed to be using
Well, they call it the
that.
Wild
I-
West.
I want
That's what
to
they do,
add
yeah.
some clarity to that. When we say from the state, we're not talking the state of Pennsylvania has done this. It is your local. It is your Pennsylvania State Association of Realtors that have done that for you. So I just want to add that piece of clarity because sometimes people can just think, oh, Pennsylvania did this. No, it's the state
our state
association.
association.
Or
that
like it's
did
coming
that for
from the
you.
Real Estate Commission, which is
Yeah.
not the case
No,
either,
it's not.
right?
It comes from Pennsylvania Association.
Yeah,
of
the
Realtors.
state level
And
association.
that is so huge to hear that from somebody now that's practicing in 2 states. Like, you don't get that there.
It's-
And we get that here.
We do get it here. I laugh with my broker, Lindsay Williams in West Virginia, because I'll be like, is there a disclosure or is this? And she's like, this is the Wild West. She's like, you're going to laugh, but you have 18 pages. And she's also licensed in Pennsylvania, so she gets it, right? And so she'll say, you're going to laugh, but we don't have a form for that, or you don't need to do that. And I'm like, what? And we're scared to death in Pennsylvania, right? You like sneeze the wrong way, you're worried that there's going to be a disclosure lawsuit or something, And in West Virginia, everyone's like much more chill. Like it is like,
Interesting.
I like it.
West Virginia's too far away from me. So.
It is a little too
Yeah,
far
and-
from you. I mean, it's only an hour. Like, I mean, really,
I'm not
for me,
a
it's an
fan
hour
of
where I'm
banjo
at.
music,
Right.
so I mean,
You gotta get into the country music down there. I think it's and their agents. I mean, look, agents are great everywhere, but they are so friendly. And
that's anybody in
You
the
mean
South.
like they invite
It's
you
like-
over for dinner and stuff?
they probably would. I think
Really?
it's just a change of pace, having grown up in New Jersey and living in New
Oh.
York, and now like being an
Clearly,
agent in
he's
Pittsburgh
not
or
learned
Philly.
that, or else we would have
I
had
know we
dinner
would have had dinner
provided for
plans.
us.
I would have.
him at his house.
I'm certainly
Actually,
not
I am.
Southern hospitality.
I really do want to go see Mama Janidas. That's really where.
She would literally make an 18-course meal, and you could be like, I already ate, and she'd be like, cool.
That's
Here's
not how
lobster
it goes.
mac and like all of. Oh, she
That's
is.
not how it goes. You
yeah.
must eat.
And I
Mama
didn't get that chef quality. I like didn't get that gene. I can barely make ice, right? So it's like I order everything and call it a day. You know how that goes.
This is why I love you.
So Dominic, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Can't get my eye just twitched. I was like, can't give you my real dead. I don't know.
I have eye cream for
you
that.
know-
I'm working on.
No, that's the Botox up here that's helping. No, where I
Wait,
see
act
myself in
shocked
5
for me
years.
for a second.
Yeah, see, it doesn't move. When I went in for my first round, that's what we're talking about now. She was like, "What kind of a look do you want?" And I was like, "Have you seen Frozen? I want to be Elsa. Just freeze it, And she was like, "No, sweetie, we're not going to do that. We're going to make it one step down from her,
My
like whatever the
husband
sister
keeps
is."
saying, "No, you don't need it." I'm like,
I'm like, "Oh,
I don't.
you want something, right?"
I don't need a washboard forehead.
You know what? It was like music, like a scale, music notes you could play on my. Anyways, I digress.
So,
we're in 5 years.
In 5 years,
In 5 years.
still doing
More
Botox.
Still doing Botox, absolutely. Still doing Botox, but I think it really depends on what I think where my trajectory is in commercial, because I think eventually I see myself maybe going the management route. I don't know if that's in 5 years, right? I
You'll
work
drink
for
more.
I work for a great company, and I worked at other companies, and I've come back, and I see my future at Berkshire Hathaway, if I'm allowed to say where I work, but like I see my future.
This is the one where I was getting ganged up on. Heather's been ganged up on all day.
Oh, well, here we go.
Not ganged up on.
Maybe I should just. Anyway, so I think I see myself. I don't know.
The best
maybe,
side of him,
right? Like, well, we know that's not true. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of soul searching in that regard. I'm definitely still going to be in the industry, whether I am still practicing day-to-day sales or if I go into a managerial route. Like, those are two things that I could see myself doing, but at the end of the day, if I win the lottery, I'm on a G6 out of here. You know what I mean?
If I win the lottery, there will be signs.
There
will be signs.
Yeah. I will own an island somewhere. I will fly all of my friends out. That'd be great.
There will be signs.
Yeah, so I think that's where I see myself in 5 years. Well, maybe 10. 5 years, I think I'll still be practicing, day to day. But I think the future is probably, and I really like training, which, like, I'm type A neurotic control freak, and I want everyone else to think the same way I do, right? So if I can mold the minds of future agents to do exactly what I want. To be control freaks.
Okay. Fair enough.
A lot of this business you have no control.
I feel like
in,
there's
so.
some childhood trauma that we
Fair
should
enough.
work
Oh, we don't have
through.
enough time to unpack that. You know what I mean? We don't have enough time. I think that's a different podcast. That's a different podcast. But
we felt like we had to bring you back quickly before you blew up to be so big that we could not have you back on regular.
Wait, what's happening?
When I have to start talking to your people, and
we had to go to.
You already do talk to my people. It's one of my other many multiple personalities that you schedule with, so it's fine.
We just hope when you hit that rising star that you'll still take our text messages.
I absolutely will. I think Nick will beg to differ. Nick thinks I don't
he
text
never
him back.
fucking gets back to me.
Nick will beg
I'll
to
send
differ.
a text, and like 3 years later, I get a response. Oh yes, well that's past now.
Well, that's because you're not asking me to grab a vodka somewhere. You're like,
you're not asking the right question.
Yeah, you gotta. It's a lost leader. You gotta be like, hey, do you want Tito's? And I'll be like, yes. Let me
I just need to carry some vodka with me and be like, Dominic, come here. Dominic,
No.
Dominic.
Yeah, or lead with the dog. You're not playing your cards right, Nicholas. Know your audience.
God.
If Aries was there, I mean, like, yeah, of course.
No, Aries
So,
he's a big boy.
Yeah,
He's a big boy.
we're sitting at 110.
put a saddle
now.
on him now.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
we're sitting at 110 now.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He's not a
huge.
puppy. He's still a puppy.
He's still a puppy, but yeah.
We're not
He's
even 2
110
years.
pounds of full force coming right at you.
Oh yeah, and it's solid
Yes.
muscle.
I have to brace
I love that.
myself.
I
feel
love
like
that.
I've gotten to the age where now like I could break a hip, so I got to brace myself.
Oh my God!
I'm
When
not-
she
that's-
came
But
into
Sean,
the
I'm
house
young.
last night, when she came into the house last night at 9:30, he's not used to people there that late because Daddy's in bed.
You've been in bed for 3 hours by that point,
Right.
right? Like,
So he lost his shit. Like
was
just
so
started
excited.
like jumping up and
Zoomies.
down,
Oh,
like
the
running back and
zoomies.
forth. Like,
Yeah.
he was
The
just like, "Oh my God,
zoomies.
person!" Like,
that's cute though. I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you hope that they never lose that.
oh, I
you
doubt
know?
he will. And then he gets the Dobie smile,
Mhm.
and anybody that he likes knows that smile because it looks like he's growling at you, but he's not. He's literally
Smiling.
Dobie smiling at you, and it has scared people. But he's just excited to see you.
It's usually what people say about
Well,
me
just
too.
like we're
you know?
excited to see you, and
Oh,
we're
I'm
we're
excited
glad
to
you could
see
come
you.
back for a quick snippet with
Yeah,
us.
no,
while we're
thank you so
here
much for
in
having
Pittsburgh.
me. I love
This
that you're
won't
in
be the
Pittsburgh.
end as long as we can get through your people.
Listen,
And now that we also have
We have our
this
location
available to
Yes.
us.
yeah, no, Studio Me
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Studio Me has been awesome.
they are
have
great.
absolutely been awesome.
Yeah.
So the plan was I was going to bring, because you know me, I have all the tech. We were going to load it all up, make
No, no,
one of you open up
you
your
were gonna
offices
load it
to
up,
me,
yeah.
and we were
Oh,
going to
yeah.
set it up.
I was not going to do it.
And then Heather's like, wait a second, I found this. What are your thoughts? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
have everything we
Well, you
need.
should have asked me. I would have been like, it's
Like-
literally in
Yeah.
Well,
5
I
minutes
did.
from my
You
office.
just didn't respond.
that actually tracks.
So, so
Wrap
when
it
she
up,
did
kids.
it,
Thank
we were
you.
good. And I mean, we're very, like, this has been phenomenal.
Yeah, this is a great space.
This is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to get kicked out.
Well, everybody, that was another episode of Turning the Key to Real Estate. I am your host, Nicholas Fegley.
And Heather Patron Shook.
Don't forget to like, follow, share for more great content like this today.